Hi, Martin. I still can't see it on the stream.
I believe it's because it's unlisted on YouTube, so we can't actually view it from the video playlist.
Yeah, Martin, I've just done that. You're absolutely right. If you go onto the Santander site, put the password in, it'll show up. I've just tried it now.
Yeah, but the stream is not.
Okay, it's working.
Let's try sharing again.
Hi, Martin. Well, look here. I just tried on it. It is working with the stream. Yeah.
I think you need a mic, dude. It's fucking Robocop.
See what happens.
Well, we're trying to watch the live stream to check what's coming out, and it's just got. Well, we're trying to watch the live stream to check what's coming out of some sort. Okay, so on MS Teams, can you see the Innovation Fest presentation start off? Okay, so on MS Teams,
Tony,
can you
I
see the Innovation Fest
20
presentation start off?
Awards,
Okay, so on
2nd of June.
MS Teams,
Tony,
can you
I
see
can.
the Innovation
Innovation
Fest stream presentation?
Tony, I
See
can.
the Innovation
Fest
Fest
20
presentation start off.
Awards,
Okay, so on
2nd of June.
MS Teams,
Tony,
can you
I
see?
can.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Ran.
Hi. Hi, Tony. So I think YouTube is working. Yeah, it's all good. So Tony, when you're ready, you can start.
Okay, we've got Philip Plowden on at the moment. So will you follow on from that, or?
There is a 30-second lag, Tony. So you might be seeing the 30-second before for some reason, but we can see what's live now.
Okay, right.
We can see your slide. We can see Martin's mouse move as well.
Okay, then.
I need to ask you two security questions that you've set up. Question, I need to ask you two security questions that you've set up.
Okay, so if everybody can go on mute.
In what city were you born in?
Okay, and Tony, you can unmute yourself, please.
Yeah, okay, I'm ready now. Okay, thank you. Welcome to Innovation Fest 20. Today we're going to be supporting our students who've been working for a year on their final year projects and have entered Innovation Fest. So we're looking at the undergraduate project showcase and the awards for that. So today's agenda has been, I think, circulated to most people. But we're going to start off with sort of an introduction to what Innovation Fest was all about from Rayhan. Then we will welcome Nick Morton to talk a bit from a faculty perspective about student experience and what Innovation Fest means to the university. And then we'll have David Bond talking about employability. Obviously, this is the final point for most of our students. So they're looking forward now to employment, and David Bond in the employment facilities will assist them in doing that. We'll then talk a little bit about the projects, and then we'll move on to the main business, which is awarding students for prizes for their entries into Innovation Fest. And we will terminate with Professor Hannah Fachar, Pro-Vice Chancellor and Executive Dean, who will talk a little bit about what their successes have been this week. Okay, so bear with me a second, it's not moving on. Technical challenges are always a little bit right. Okay, so if I hand over to Professor Rayhan Bana, who will talk a bit more about Innovation Fest and where we come from over the last few years of running it. Rayhan?
And you can see my screen.
Yeah, we can see it, Ryan.
Thank you, Mac. So welcome everybody. Welcome to Innovation Fest 2020. And my thanks go to all the partners, particularly on the computing show. You can see at the bottom row who have supported industry projects, who have engaged with the university and the faculty in delivering final year projects specific to this show. But of course, the wider extended thanks goes to Santander University's Microsoft PhD Hub project, with a number of initiatives across the school in School of Computing, Digital and Digital Technologies. But also we've got engineering and business with Sainsbury's working with our engineering school with their second year. So it's been an exciting year. It's been quite fascinating to see how Innovation Fest has progressed, particularly over the last few years.
Brian, you've gone all quiet.
Hello, Rayhan, are you there?
He's gone quiet. Which is unusual for Rayhan. Rayhan and me.
His microphone's off, so Rayhan?
Yeah, somebody muted me, so can somebody not do that?
Wasn't me.
Okay. And so, all right, good. Can you see me now?
Not at the moment.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, yes. But,
Okay. All right, good. So yeah, somebody's muting. So can we avoid clicking mute? That mutes everybody. So mute all will mute everybody. Please avoid that.
Sandeep Chahal's video showing. Ah, there we go.
Okay, so back to where I was. Play from current slide. So it's really bringing, realizing this, you as an individual, as a student, from as early as you come to you're starting your university life, or even through your application process here at BCU, and visualizing, as you evolve, as you develop your skills, your knowledge, and how you can actually collaborate throughout our industry network, our partners, and also colleagues across the university. And that's what Innovation Fest has really been about, bringing things together. And of course, it's all about celebration, but it's one big test for students to go through from the beginning right through to the end of their journey at university, whether you're a PhD student or whether you're a final year student. You develop. And we've really been emphasized and really focused on showcasing student creativity through business partnerships. And this year we've seen 650 students work through their way over the last week through Innovation Fest, and in particular look at 100 different events happening across the faculty, including 12 featured events that are working with our partners, with our funders in delivering projects. And you will see those being presented over today. For example, the MSc Artificial Intelligence that's being developed and funded by the OFS. Computing show in specific, 400 students do the final year project in computing. We were hammered with COVID-19, but we've really worked on Innovation Fest. We've really understood, we have to get those learning outcomes through, and we've worked hard to develop that. So it's not been the vision where we had, back 4 years ago when you guys started. It's been very different for everybody this year, and hats off to every single student who's really worked hard and developed that commitment, focus to making sure that they will graduate this year. And thanks to all the academics, all 50-something supervisors in the School of Computing that have really worked hard with you to deliver that. 51 nominations came through that team, 45 industry assessed, that was projects assessed, and there were 20 industry judges involved in this process and looking at all the projects across the nominations. So thank you, judges. You've taken out time from Microsoft right across to Conway Packaging, to Live Buzz, a whole bunch of partners come in there, even colleagues like Mark Stanley, I'm naming a few off the top of my head, but from the industry advisory board. Thank you so much. And we've seen success coming through this. We've seen industry assessed projects over the last week being assessed, and job offers being made. So that is exciting employability news, and we will hear more about those details. And I thought I'd go back in time and show you some of where you started, so you can see some of your peers remembering your first Innovation Fest as a year one student, and you may have evolved from then. So it's exciting to see how far you've come across over the last 3 or 4 years. So this was Innovation Fest 2017 or 18. These specific ones are projects, students working in our first, when we first launched the open space on level 4, the project hub we call it, the lab there. There were interesting times. 2017 was a very much shift change in what you guys did. So it's really interesting to see all of you come across this far, graduating this year from where you started as year one students. Some of the most exciting projects where we had multidisciplinary going on, and those students have gone on to get postgraduate degrees, have offers from across the world. So it's really exciting to see some of you today. I came across on the Azure Fundamentals course, really proactive, really engaged, really supportive of the next generation that are evolving into hopefully graduating next year or the year after. And that was your show in 2018. And this was all, you even got the staff enthused in 2017 playing games. So it was really exciting to see how you've come across this far. And that was your overall group picture from 2017 this was. So my thanks go to all of you. Thanks go to all the judges that have come through the journey with us on this last days of your university graduation. And then it's been exciting to have Tony on board working on the projects, delivering the final year projects. So my thanks go to Tony for taking over on this show and hosting this show today. So thank you for being there. I'll pass back to you, Tony.
Okay, thank you very much. I'd like to invite Professor Nick Morton to give us some words, please.
Hello, Tony. Hi, and hello to everybody. Good afternoon. I really appreciate being invited today to say a few words as Associate Dean for Student Learning Experience and Academic Quality. Innovation Fest and everything it stands for goes to the heart of what we do, and it's just a fantastic story to see playing out. It's really funny seeing those photographs playing back. I had the pleasure of working with Luke, for example, quite a lot as school rep, and I can't believe 3 years have gone. I can't believe the amount of time that's elapsed so quickly. It's bizarre how time flies since those photos. And it's just fantastic to see the way that the projects and their participants grow and develop through something like Innovation Fest. And I'm sure all of the students on the call today would agree the transformative effect that the work that we do through Innovation Fest has on everybody's experiences, actually, right through the course of the project. And if we think about the wider mission of the university and the faculty and the school in particular, again, it really goes to the heart of what we're here to do. We seek to provide a transformative effect on people's lives, and in particular, in our students' cases, on their employment prospects and their graduate employment prospects. And Innovation Fest is probably the greatest single manifestation we have of that commitment to place our students in direct contact with industry, to do something that empowers, that engages people, that excites them about the ownership of those projects, and that really plugs into our network of fantastic industry partners and connections. And it's a testament to everybody's involvement and creativity that the project is as successful and transformative as it is. And this year is no mean feat. So I just wanted to applaud everybody for all of the tremendous effort. If you want to see a fantastic example of innovation and creativity in action, well, here's delivering something of the size and magnitude of Innovation Fest in a space of a very few number of weeks online, as opposed to the in-person festival that it has ordinarily been. So it is a wonderful, I think, exhibit of what we can do under pressure sometimes. But what we do always is be here for the purposes of putting our students onto the right track and engaging you in the most fantastic life experiences that you can have. So I want to congratulate everybody that's been involved, particularly the hard work of all the staff, the students and the partners that have got us to where we are today, and wish you all the best for the awards this afternoon, and to everybody involved, particularly the students, best wishes and good luck for everything that you do. Those are, I think, just a few words that I wanted to say by way of stressing the importance of what is going on here. And you can see from the fact that the Vice-Chancellor's film videos, down to the fact that everybody's joined on the call this afternoon, how significant and important this is as an occasion in the calendar of the university. So once again, welcome, and I hope very much that you all enjoy the afternoon, even virtually rather than being together. So thank you once again.
Thank you very much, Nick. Thank you for those words. Can I call on David Bond now to give us some discussion about employability and our future employment prospects for our students?
Yeah. Thanks, Tony. I want to just start by saying congratulations, I think, to all this year's award competitors. Students graduating this summer will be entering the labour market in probably one of the most challenging years for at least a decade, if not much longer. Therefore, I think it's become more important than ever to show businesses and employers what really sets them apart and how students can start to differentiate themselves. I recognise lots of names in terms of the students who are here today because they've completed projects and placements and micro placements over the last few years. And being one of this year's top 3 students in their disciplines will further demonstrate their motivation, commitment and ability. As businesses pivot to new ways of working, so too do careers teams. It is more essential than ever that students and graduates feel confident in not just finding, but also creating their own opportunities. You will need to be confident to demonstrate your abilities over Skype and Zoom interviews. We as a service can help prepare you to kind of identify your strengths, helping you to familiarize yourself with online and digital assessments, and help you gain confidence in doing interviews from your own bedroom. Graduating students can access support for 3 years after their course finishes, and we encourage you all to make use of this service. as this is perhaps one of the only times in your professional life when you'll be able to access careers guidance and support for free. To businesses, recruiters and employers here today, I would like to say that our graduates are amongst the best, hardworking, innovative and entrepreneurial. We will work with you to help you find the best fit for your business in order to help it grow and develop. You can advertise roles with us. We can help promote those roles to specific students and graduates, and can even manage the process for you at no cost to yourselves. Finally, I just wanted to reiterate congratulations to the students here today who have really gone the extra mile at their time at university and really taken advantage of all the opportunities that are being provided for them. Thank you.
So thank you very much, David. So I think my PowerPoint isn't quite working the way it should do. Bear with me. Right, okay. What I want to do is put a little bit of context now about what our students have been doing for the last year. One of the features of any BSc degree is that students undertake the project. And this is quite a daunting thing. It's the only sort of really independent piece of work they do throughout their academic year. And the project lasts the whole year. So we start early, well, actually in the second year, with looking at ideas. And then into the final year, they have to develop their aims, objectives, need to own their project. So while some projects are supported by industry, and we're very grateful for those industry partners who give us ideas, quite a few of those projects can be from the students' own ideas or from the research teams within the university. And students then take those and make them their own. So we've had well over 400 projects this year. And we have about 14 courses. We'll be looking at some of the award winners from different courses today, but there's about 14 courses who feed into our degree schemes and students work on their project. Each project is worth 40 credits. That's 400 hours of work. So if we look at our 400 students, that's about 80 man-years of effort or person-years of effort. So there's an awful lot of work going on, not just as part of the project, but the whole student's life. So in order to be successful in their project. And they, at the end of it, produce a dissertation report. So it's the academic element of it, and usually some sort of artifact, some sort of deliverable which showcases the work they've done. And it brings together all the hard work throughout the degree course, showcasing their skills, showing off their ideas, demonstrating what they can actually do. Throughout it, they've been supported by academic supervisors, a set of tutorials, but the vast majority of work is undertaken by the students themselves, self-managing, becoming independent individuals, creating their own objectives, methodology, design, developing, critical evaluation, all the things we expect from an undergraduate project. So it's very important that at this stage we recognise the success of students. In parallel with Innovation Fest, we vivat every student from an academic point of view, and then we put some of those forward for prizes for Innovation Fest. In terms of where students go to next, then there's a whole lot of things. We've heard from David about careers opportunities. There's also opportunities in MSCs. So I'd like to call on Ian Rice now to talk a little bit about one of our new MSCs. Ian, okay.
Thank you, Dave. So I'd just like to take a couple of minutes to talk about a new product that we're developing, this MSc in Artificial Intelligence, and it'll be run as a conversion course due to have its first intake in September. So it's an exciting new AI course, and it's going to be run as a conversion for people going into AI. And we're going to touch on all aspects of AI that we think are relevant. So image analysis, text mining, predicting the future, and even playing games with AI. So we'll try and teach everyone who's on the course how to understand and to present data to a wide-ranging audience and how to discuss the ethics at play there. There's a whole range of scholarships that are funded by the OFS, the Office of Students, and if you're part of the target demographic of women, Black and disabled learners, then there's up to £10,000 scholarships for a small number of learners on there. This is also coupled with the postgraduate tuition fee loan if you want to undertake that, as well as Birmingham City University's pay to stay if you're interested in doing the course and don't meet that demographic. Now, the course is designed as a conversion targeted specifically at health, education, social science graduates, but we welcome graduates from everywhere. So if you're interested and want to know more, please pop an email over to the email address on the bottom right there to msc-ai@bcu.ac.uk. I'd be happy to send any further information and have a call with you if you like. Thanks, Tony.
Thank you very much. Thank you. In terms of the Project and Innovation Fest, we asked supervisors a few weeks ago about which students really showed the sort of characteristics we expected to come to Innovation Fest. In our physical world, we have a whole range of projects on display in Millennium Point. So today we have to be slightly more selective in actually nominating students to go forward to Innovation Fest. We've also allowed students to nominate themselves, so it's a mixture of academics deciding, you know, which projects really sort of meet the criteria. And that's sort of talking about projects that have an industry context, have some sort of innovative practice, or a clear commercial opportunity. So those sort of projects were put forward to our various groups to present separately as part of Innovation Fest. So last week we had sessions which were involving the academic Viva, and then we followed it by inviting wonderful judges who've given their time to support us to come and give a view about those projects from an innovation point of view. So what we try to do is ensure that a broad range of students from across a whole range of different courses have come together in order to present during last week's Innovation Fest. To organise and make this slightly more structured, we broke it down into 4 clusters. So we put security networks together. We've put things like courses like computer network, security, forensics together. We looked at the areas of digital transformation with our more business-focused courses and some computer science students. We looked at our strong media areas, so sound and film, and also games and media. So in each of those areas, we decided that we would award 3 prizes, which is really the point of today's award ceremony. So the first prize in each cluster will get £200, second £150, and the third prize will be £100. So what we need to now is go through and talk about the awards. So what I'd like to do is pass on to Dr. Adil Aniba, who will talk a little bit more about the computing schools, computing centres within the School of Computing and Digital Technology. Okay, Adele, are you there?
Thanks, Tony. Yeah, thanks, everyone. Yeah. Yes, good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I'm so delighted to be at this wonderful event and witness this great milestone in our students' career path and life as well. And also congratulate you, our student, on this achievement after 3 or 4 years of hard work, especially at this difficult time. Well done all. As Tony said, now I would like to have some introduction about the courses, our centers in our school. So I would like to provide an overview of our computer courses and teaching learning activity in each center. At School of Computing and Digital Technology, we have 4 centers, or you can call them departments if you like. We have computer science and data science department or center, which has a series of courses in undergrad and postgrad. And also we have the center that I'm leading, the Networks and Cybersecurity Center. So from the name you can tell is all to do with networking courses, network security, and also information security, cybersecurity, and digital forensic. And also we have the third center is digital transformation center, and the final one is digital media technology center. In addition to teaching and activities we do in each center and for undergrad and postgrad, we are doing another major business activity, which is research. So in each center there's a well-established research group that provide research in this particular discipline. Yeah, for example, in our center in networks and cybersecurity, we have a research group that provide research on future networks, mainly in the wireless networks and 5G and LP1s. And also we provide research around cybersecurity and their applications, basically. And also in the computer science and data science, they have data analytics research. So they are their experience in the machine learning and their applications. And also we have digital media, where they are also mainly experienced in image processing, machine learning, and immersive technology. Also, we do a lot of other activities rather than teaching and research. We are heavily engaged with industry and enterprise through different schemes, through our research, through our KTB, knowledge transfer programs, and also through our graduate, you guys. So once you finish, you join one of the industry, or you will join our research group, whether in BCU or other institute. So this is our outputs from our portfolio in terms of teaching, in terms of research, and engaging with the industry. After a quick overview on this, I can't talk another day for that, but I think you are all waiting for the great moment, which is I'm starting announcing this. After this quick overview about our center courses and research enterprise activity, I think it's time to go to the interesting moment of this event that everyone is waiting for. First of all, I would like to invite John Cox, our PCU alumni, to provide a brief introduction about his experience since he left PCU. So, John, you have maybe 2-3 minutes to do that. I know it's a tough task to do. And also, we will start to announce, he will announce the winners of this competition for Networks and Cybersecurity course. John, are you around? It's over to you if you are around.
I am indeed. Thank you, Adele, and thank you for having me here. First of all, I'd like to congratulate all the participants of Innovation Fest. I take it's taking me back, bringing me back some memories. I remember taking part in Innovation Fest back in 2016, and wow, what an experience that was. I graduated in 2018, and just looking through the attendees on this meeting, some of you may remember me actually delivering the labs of CyberOps back in 2017-18. So it's good to see some familiar faces on here. So when I graduated in 2018, I'm sending big thanks out to the employability team, who actually landed me an opportunity with a cybersecurity company in the Jewellery Quarter. And during those times, I worked there for about 1.5 years, delivering some large-scale projects, working for the likes of Virgin Trains, West Midlands Trains, South Staffs Water, to name but a few. During my time there, I gained quite a lot of experience in the industry, gained the certifications that I needed, and I noticed quite a large gap in the market. And based on that gap, I decided to launch JC Cybersecurity Services with the vision of providing a more valued customer service at more affordable prices. If any of you are interested in hearing more about that, feel free to get in touch. Since launching the company, I've also become a mentor at BCU, where I help students on their path through university and also into further employment when they graduate. So if any of you would like to find out a bit more about my journey, I appreciate that 3 minutes doesn't give me enough time to tell you about everything that I've been through since leaving university. Feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn. I'm more than happy to have a phone call and a conversation with you and really explain my journey from 2018 to where I am now with a very successful cybersecurity business.
Okay, thank you, John. That was a bit fantastic introduction. I'm sure there's a challenging time for you to move from graduation stage to the startup and building and to be a director of a company. I'm sure this is an interesting journey you had, yeah?
It was, absolutely.
Yes, I can feel that. Right, I think now, Tony, it's time to start for John to announce the third prize. and we are so exciting, guys, to see who won it. So I have no idea, by the way. Yeah.
No, thank you. In third place, and I do recognise his name. I'm pretty sure I taught you when I was doing the Labs of Cyberops. It is Christopher Whelan.
Oh, Christopher Whelan! Congratulations, Christopher. Well done. Fantastic.
And in second place, we've got Molly Rose Jackson.
Molly, yes, well known. Yeah, well done, Molly. Forensic student, brilliant.
And in first place,
the winner,
roll, please, we've got Marcus Jeffs.
Marcus, Computer Network and Security. Well done, Marcus.
I would.
Great.
Oh, hell yeah.
So yeah, I'd like to invite Marcus to say a few words to accept.
That would be great.
Thank you very much. Sorry, one sec, I've got. Yeah, very happy to have won. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Put a lot of work in, so yeah, I'm happy.
Well done, Marcus.
Good, yeah, well done. Congratulations. Right, now we are moving to the second award for our event, Digital Transformations. I would like to invite our second guest, Sylvia, to provide again a brief on her experience since she left PCU, and then she will announce another set of winners of this competition for digital transformation courses. Sylvia, are you there? If you are, over to you.
Hello, hey everyone. I also want to congratulate everyone for taking part of this. And yes, so I am Savina Velichkova, and currently I'm an associate UX designer at Kainos. I graduated from digital media technology last year. Wow, it feels like ages now for sure. And I'm sure that you just experienced it, and you know that the last year could be really challenging because you need to juggle between lectures, assessment centers, interviews, and it could be quite challenging really, and especially with the current circumstances. So well done to everyone. But take it from someone who's just been there, it is all worth it at the end, that everything that you're going through, every interview that you go to, every cover letter that you write, it adds so much to your skills, and it's part of your experience, and there's not a better teacher than your own experience. So I really do encourage you, push yourself now, apply to every company that you would wish to work for, because companies are still looking for people. Besides the circumstances and everything that is going on right now, the opportunities are still there. And as David mentioned in the beginning, do use the resources at the university, because I can't be grateful enough to David Bond and Andrew Pritchard, who helped me big time in my last year. I still remember the meeting with David I had when I told him about this great company that I was so enthusiastic and I really wanted to work there. It was called Kainos. And it was really hard for me because they offered only one UX position for Birmingham. And he sat down with me and we wrote the cover letter together. And then out of, I think, 76 applicants, I got a job offer. And what I'm saying with this is really use the resources you have, because it could make a big difference for you. So why I chose Kainos is because it's a digital company that makes really great impact on people. I know that it sounds like cliche, but before applying, I really did my research. And I love the projects that they're doing and the clients they have. So most of our clients are in the public sector. So we work with NHS, Ministry of Justice, DVSA. So we've been really quite busy right now. We have some private clients as well, like Netflix or Booking.com, HP. But the best about the job that I'm doing is that you need to be on client side. Not right now, of course, but before the lockdown, I was traveling a lot. I was meeting different people. I was working in different teams, using different tools and softwares, because you're using whatever they're using on the team. And in this fast-paced environment, you just learn so much. And everything that I've seen from the company, from the people I've been working, it's so motivational. People are so great. It doesn't matter that he has 20 years of experience and he's been in the field for so long and you just graduated and you have no idea what to do with your life. They all treat you equally with such respect, and you'll be surprised how actually understanding people could be and supportive. So don't worry that you're just graduates, because everything works out at the end.
Good. Yeah.
What I want to say is that so many graduates right now have been promoted despite everything that's going on, and people are still, like, companies are still looking for people. So don't let this bring you down and everything what's going on now. So anyway, I don't want to bore you with my story. It's really 3 minutes, not enough to tell you, and we can move on to the announcements, what everyone is looking for.
Yep.
So third place is to Emma Bradley. Well
Fantastic.
done, Emma.
Well done, Emma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second place goes to George Randall.
Well done, George.
Well done.
Brilliant. Great achievement.
And the first place goes to Farzina Yousaf. I hope I pronounced it correctly.
Farzina Yousaf. Well done. That's great.
Great. Well done. So I would like to invite now to say a few words and to accept your award.
Yeah.
I'd just like to say thank you for all the help that I've received from not just my supervisor, but everyone else that's been running the course, like Gerald, Waldo, and there's a lot of other people that I can't really remember anyone's names right now. But thank you.
Thank you, Farzina. That's really appreciated. Thanks, Savina. It's seemed to me it's a great opportunity. You had a fantastic job opportunity, and well done for the introductions. And I would like to thank every student and congratulate them on this great achievement. And also, I don't want to forget their supervisor who make this happen. And thank you for your support, guys. Well done, all. Great time. Tony, over to you.
Thank you very much. What I'd like to do is hand over to Dr. Roy Priest now, who's going to talk a bit about the other centre, digital media technology. So, Roy, are you available?
I certainly am. I'm just going to share my screen. Just bear with me a moment. Okay, can everyone see my screen?
Yep, no problem.
Okay, then I'll begin. Yeah, it's fantastic to be part of this celebration today. So many of our students are just so committed to their work. I just thought I would give a bit of an overview of the kind of work that we do in the Centre for Digital Media Technology. So the main thrust of what we do is centred on digital technology and very much practice-led and crucially employability-driven. And it's actually our knowledge is fed both from our links with industry, but also from our internationally renowned research team, the DMT Lab. You can see there we run a suite of courses, and what is so important with our delivery is that our courses stay up to date. And the way that we achieve that is through working closely with a whole range of organisations, and we do that in a whole range of ways, both through guest lectures and forum-based discussions. And our whole concept of course development and module development is born out of interactions with industry. I thought I'd mention just briefly a few things about the activities of the DMT Lab. So the lab has a fantastic reputation for research in the areas of image processing and mixed reality, digital audio processing and digital media distribution. And this has been applied in a range of areas from AR, MR through to healthcare and music. I thought I would just include some of the brands that we work with. And when I say work with, these are companies that will come in and share their time with us, both through physical delivery of guest lectures, online delivery, placement opportunities, work experience opportunities. It's just fantastic, the kind of support that we get. So I'll just pop out of my presentation before I carry on. Okay, we're back to yours, Tony. Is that okay before I carry on?
Yes, that's fine. Thank you.
So I've got a few more things to say. So it's so exciting to get the external input into our final year projects. And we've had some judges from a whole range of companies. So on the audio side, we had Tom Waterman, who works for Universal Audio, one of the biggest audio companies in the world. And he was fascinated by the sort of range of projects that our students were developing. And our students have shown real creativity and innovation in what they're doing. Quite often, our students are working alongside companies, and their projects are born out of links with companies, which could have come out through a placement experience where they actually build on that year in industry and carry on into a final year project. It's just so important to have a good project because it can be pivotal in gaining that first graduate job and getting that foothold on the ladder of graduate employment. I would like to commend the students for their hard work, and from my point of view as an academic, it's been a real pleasure supporting such a range of projects. And just finally, in terms of the graduates that we've invited back to give out the prizes, it's really nice to have reached out to Adam Foster, who came through our sound engineering and production course, just as an example of one of our students and what they can achieve. I know he loved his time on the course. He was a really fantastic and committed student. And his project was truly innovative, and it led directly to him getting a graduate job soon after finishing the course. And when I reached out to him to be involved in this today, he was only too pleased to come back and to share some of his experiences. So, Tony.
Start with games and media.
Yeah, we'll start with games and media. And I'd like to welcome Jack Rose, QA technician at Codemasters, to read out the prizes. And the
winner from BCU a year ago. I've been fortunate enough to work as a quality assurance technician, working on the Formula One games with Codemasters. It's been an incredible opportunity, and I'm really looking forward to see what the future brings. The best advice I could really give you from my own experience as a student and as a graduate would be to stay persistent in what you want. I wouldn't have been able to get my foot in the door at Codemasters without pushing relentlessly for work experience and any job opportunities that may come with it. And finally, I just wanted to say well done to all the students working on their projects. I know firsthand how tough it can be. You should all be really proud of yourselves.
Thank you very much.
All right, and then so on to the third place winner. Okay, so in third place we have Aisha Williams-Barty. Congratulations, Aisha.
Well done, Aisha. That's fantastic.
And in second place we have Evelyn Rotolo. Congratulations, Evelyn.
Well done, Evelyn. That's brilliant.
Okay, can we pass over to Oscar Molnar, who I believe is going to give us our first prize?
Yes.
Oscar?
Yes.
Okay.
Hello, my name is Oscar. I graduated computer games technology back in 2018 with the first degree with honors. Right after that, I joined the Jaguar Land Rover as a visualization engineer, which is still my current job. What I do day in, day out there is AR and VR visualization as well as simulations, which is great because I love programming and everything tech related like that. Outside of work, I'm an admin on the biggest Unix Discord server, and I also do photography. So yeah, that's me. Best advice I can give to graduating computer games technology students and students in general is to invest as much time as they can into projects that can highlight their abilities, because that way you not only have a great portfolio, but you will also have an opportunity to learn a plethora of new things. I also want to congratulate all the students, and yeah, I will say who the first prize winner is. Yeah, the first prize winner is Marius Matulis. Congratulations, Marius. Good job.
Fantastic. Well done.
Is Mavis with us today?
Hello, can you hear me?
I would like to ask him to have a word, please.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah. Yes. Hello, everyone. Thanks for everyone who supported me, and special thanks for my wife Greta, tutor Carl Harvey, and the digital manufacturing manager Brian Waterfield. I would like to say that even now, while we are talking, AI agents are training virtually and becoming more intelligent, controlling robots. And I truly believe that AI is a big step forward for industries. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay. Okay, Roy, do you want to move on to sound and film now?
Yes, so as I mentioned, we have Adam Foster, who is one of our graduates, has been successfully employed in an area born straight out of his experience on the course. So over to you, Adam.
Hello, can anybody hear me?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so I graduated sound engineering and production in 2017. I had many plans stemming from my final year project, as Roy said. I managed to use the woodworking labs over at Parkside, and I managed to make some hi-fi loudspeakers that I put up against the brand new PMC speakers that we had in the recording studios, and did blind testing. Came out with first honours degree, and my dream was to make my own company, but as every student knows, funds aren't always there. So I started to apply for jobs, numerous jobs I applied to, university technicians and live event production companies. But eventually I got a position at 2G Audiovisual, who at the time were based in Coleshill near the NEC. But last year we moved to a much bigger premises and are now based in the Jewellery Quarter. Most of our work is in the exhibition and conference areas of event production, which doesn't sound exciting for some, day in, day out in conference halls, but for me, who has never travelled abroad, I got to go to Paris and work for Google, fly to Barcelona for a 5-day conference, and I've run an award-winning exhibition stand at London Excel Centre for Adobe. So it's quite varied. Do events all over the world. We've done Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Paris, Amsterdam. So we get to travel, as well as doing local stuff. I'm sure many students have been to Birmingham Pride Festival. Well, my company runs Birmingham Pride Festival. I look after the cabaret stage, while our company, with collaboration with another local event company, run the main stage. So I've been at this company now for about 2 years, and I've put my skills into other areas within the company. So I've more now a visual engineer, working with large-scale LED walls, and I've built a custom PC media server rack that has got multiple video capture cards, audio capture cards, and we use that at conferences and award shows, and I'm in control of that, running all of the visual content of the clients plus our cameras. So I've deviated from my degree, but at the same time I'm still head of the sound department at my company. And then while I'm in the office, I've developed my skills that I learned on my final year project in computer aided design, and I'm now doing large 3D rendered models that we show to our prospective clients. So don't be afraid of diversifying from what you studied in your degree. Yeah, I love my job. It's long hours, really long hours, not finishing until 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning sometimes, especially when we do Kenilworth fireworks. That's a really long one. However, my plans still haven't changed. I'm still saving, still want to do my own company. Takes time, takes patience, but all I can say is just don't give up on your dreams, because that's what drives you. So stick to them.
Adam, thank you very much. It's great to hear your story. Would you like to move on to the prizes for the sound and film projects?
So
great.
In third place, it is Dennis Shakir.
Well done, Dennis. Fantastic.
And in second place, Daniel Meir.
Well done, Daniel.
And in first place, it is Oliver Waskiewski. Well done.
Thank you. Unfortunately, Oliver can't make it today because he's working. It's always nice to have employed students busy, but he can't make it to talk today. So thank you very much for your time. Okay, so we're coming to the closing elements of the awards now. So I'd like to call on Rayan first, just to talk a little bit about, well, thanking his team for all the effort they put in today. It's been quite a stretch to get everything running smoothly, getting the streaming working, getting all the judges on board. So Rayan, would you like to say a few words? Is he gone, Rayan?
I'm still here. I'm here.
Okay.
Like I said earlier, right? It's been one heck of a semester, right? With COVID-19, our plan was to deliver a physical event like we have over the last 6 years. It's been really a huge learning lesson for us, a massive curve we've climbed in terms of how we deliver, how we work together, and that's at the heart of Innovation Fest, coming together and solving. And a lot of this work that you see today on the showcase portal on innovationfest.co.uk, at the heart, at the essence of it is to actually present our students, and each behind each window, I call it a showcase window. It's basically a tile on a website, but there's content, there's really relevant content, and every student has provided that, has submitted that via Moodle, extra deadlines to be met, working to the skin of our teeth actually in bringing all these things together. But behind that, behind the architecture, there's a bunch of people who've really thrown in and really worked day and night shifts for that matter in the last few weeks. Some of them fasting, long days, and it's been really sitting here at the end of it and watching the last stages of Innovation Fest. Anyway, the core of Birmingham Innovation Fest is to really observe what they've achieved and what they've actually delivered. I cannot thank them enough. I cannot. Sometimes I get lost for words, and there are heartfelt feelings there. And I think Professor Hanifa will probably mention some of this stuff. But keeping Innovation Fest alive has been in these circumstances has been really a huge learning lesson for us. The staff, they've been patient. They've been bringing us together in terms of what can be done, what can't be done. The supervisory team working with their students continuously to keep them updated, keep them focused has been really helpful. But there's a couple of people who have pulled every string together and stitched us together, I think, and that's Christelle, our project manager across the Innovation Fest. If she's in there, you can focus camera on her. She's probably hiding. And then you've got Nikasha, who joined us only for the last probably month and a half. She's been on the team, and she has pulled a lot of things together. And thanks to both of them for running the computing show, but also the architectural show and the engineering show, and pulling all that together. And on a wider aspect, you've got the Innovation Expo and the Team Santander events that we did. Zoe, thank you to you again. But back to this platform that we've managed, back to all the teams and the IT services behind it. It's been really useful to work with all of you. And I just want to not take too much time, but the tech team behind it has been really helpful. So there's Martin, there is Noor. Noor has worked nights. Thank you, Noor. He's one of our master students who has really put a lot of effort into this. And you may have heard earlier in at the end of last week, in the middle of last week, it was Sid. We call him Sid, but his name is Siddharth, who really put in the effort to deliver this platform for you guys. So my thanks to them particularly, and the two tech leads, Martin Savjeda and Ashley Bass, who really supported in the background, getting the marking system up and alive, getting getting the teams all together on board and delivering that. So I could carry on all day talking about the whole journey and how far we've got here. So thank you again. But I'm going to also thank one group of people that without whom it doesn't happen. And I can talk about partnerships all day long and all the brands, but it's those individuals that come from companies, that come from industry, like Roy mentioned earlier. They really enthuse our students. They really inform our students. They really enable our academic community to be practice-based. So my thanks goes to them. And I'm just looking down this list, and I'm just trying to identify very quickly if there is a judge there, and maybe they can share a few words with us. I think Sukana was online. No, I think Sukanya Patel, are you still there? You're on the Industry Advisory Board. Would you like to share a few words? I know I'm putting you on the spot, maybe.
Hello.
Hi, how are you? Sorry, I put you on the spot.
Yes, you have actually put me on the spot.
I really appreciate a few words from you. Would be really helpful, because I know you've done such an incredible work for us on the Industry Advisory Board for the School of Computing, but also you've been involved this and last week, participating, judging our students. But how's your experience been?
It's been an absolute pleasure. Working with the Industrial Board has been great because of all the information that you take on board in terms of what the industry needs, and then the training of the students, which is absolutely brilliant. And then being involved last week, listening to the projects, I can understand how much work has gone into that from the student side, from the professor side, and all the technical support. And I was absolutely flabbergasted how well you've done to put this whole process online so quickly and so efficiently. And like you said, I've had lots of dealings with Nikasha and Christine, is it? Anyway, it's all been very smooth. And from my point of view, you've done an excellent job, and I'm really pleased and proud to be part of it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Sukanya. Thank you so much. And we always appreciate your advice, your guidance, and ultimately informing our touch endpoints, right, our students. So thank you so much, and please pass our regards and thanks to the wider Industrial Advisory Board too.
I will do.
Again. So Tony, I cannot thank you more. You've been the stone of the final year projects. You've really pulled this together, and it's been a huge learning curve for us both and the wider supervisory team. So thank you, Tony, and I'm sure the supervisory team is going to join in and applaud with me, whether it's a virtual one. So Tony, you've done a great job. Thank you so much, and I'll let you have some words, and then we can pass on to Professor Hanifa.
Okay, thank you much. Certainly, it is not just one person's effort. As you heard from Rayhan, there's a whole team behind getting this online. But over the last, whole year, we've had all the supervisors, 400 students, and tackling the COVID-19 problem. Given the situation students have been on, we lost about a week or so teaching. We rescheduled, adjusted the deadline slightly, but still 85% of students have submitted their projects. And we're looking forward to a few more coming just in a few months' time. So everyone has reacted extremely well in this very difficult circumstance. So again, I'd just like to thank all the students for their hard work, and especially our prize winners today, who have obviously put a little bit extra effort in by putting that extra bit of work in for Innovation Fest. So if I'd like to hand over to Hanifa now to give a few words as our Associate Dean, so Executive Dean. Hanifa?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, can you hear me, folks?
Yep.
Yep. So, because sometimes you think you're on mute and you're not, but I am not on mute now. So that's great. Thank you very much for that. Well, what can I say? I mean, absolutely phenomenal what's been going on in terms of Innovation Fest 2020. We had great hopes and ambitions for this event this year. And then COVID-19 came along, and obviously, we can't complain about our plight. This is a a global pandemic which has taken its toll on hundreds of thousands of lives across the world. But we knew that from our point of view, the things that we're doing, the show had to go on. So I was delighted when the team stepped up to the challenge and actually very quickly moved from something that we were planning as a very much a showcase, a physical event, but took that showcase very wonderfully to the virtual and online environment. I can't express in words how impressed I am with the people in the faculty and university who've been involved in making this what they've made it. Rayhan, have I got a few minutes?
Yes, you have. Yes.
Okay, great. So, I heard you doing some of your thanks, and clearly something of this size and scale, we do need to recognise the contributions of people. But I'll say before I even start with those, this is a huge effort which involves a lot of people. And if I've left anybody out, it's my apologies, and do, Rayhan, remind me of the folks I've left out. So the very first people I'd like to thank is everybody who actually took part in the competition for the computing final year over Wednesday and Thursday, involving 45 students, 20 business judges and 31 supervisors. That's really, really impressive. And thank you to Christelle for getting me those numbers. I mean, my staff know and my students know that I'm always impressed with the quality of the work of our students. I'm blown away by the things that they do, starting from, when the earliest projects that we work with them on, all the way through to, the second year enterprise project, and then their final year projects. And I'm always excited thinking about the great things that they can potentially go on to, whether it's jobs, whether it's setting up their own companies, or whether it's coming and joining us in terms of postgraduate studies and doctoral level studies. So absolutely no doubt at all about the quality of the work of our students. And particularly, as I said, this year, the extra hard work that they've had to do to adapt to COVID. I'm really, really grateful to our alumni and them coming along to provide their inspirational experience of the world and the professions. When they bring that back to BCU, they bring it back to our students, and I'm immensely grateful for that. I cannot thank the business judges enough for their time, and we get such wonderful comments back like the ones that we've just heard. But we are indebted to them for what they do for us and the time that they give us. Supervisors, what do I say about you? You are really, in terms of your professional commitments, this is it, isn't it? The supervision of these projects that then feed into this exhibition and into the competition. It's a tough call, and I think you deliver that brilliantly. I'm really grateful to Rayhan and the team, including our own students in Software House, who developed the Innovation Fest Showcase portal that actually became the backbone of the Digital Innovation Fest 2020. I'm so pleased. We are the technical faculty of the university. We are the digital faculty of the university. So when we can do stuff that's showcasing, that's absolutely at the cutting edge of things, I'm absolutely delighted. I'm immensely proud to lead the faculty that is capable of staff and students that are capable of doing this, keeping us right there, right at the front of a great story. And of course, we're planning on carrying on this strong tradition of Innovation Fest, which goes back a few years. Rayhan will know that this was a journey that we've been on for a while. And our ambition for Innovation Fest is that year on year, we make it bigger, better, bolder, and we want to continue that. So on that note, I think, look out for Innovation Fest 2021. We've got the COVID situation, but I think I'm really conscious of the fact that, this faculty covers computing, engineering, the built environment. I think the post-COVID-19 world will be reliant on the innovation and the knowledge and expertise and the students that come out of a faculty like this. And so we see Innovation Fest as being the place where we showcase all of that expertise and talent, and that's going to be something that, as I said, we're keen to develop even further. So if any of our students, our alumni, our business partners have got any ideas about how we make this even better, even bigger, even bolder, you're very welcome to share that with us and come on board with what we're trying to do and help us to deliver on that. So that's as much as I wanted to say in terms of the this events of this afternoon and of Innovation Fest 2020. But I would very much like to mention 3 particular names, and I really apologise to anybody who have left out. I do complete the point from Rayhan about the technical team. Without them, we could not have delivered this, and we certainly would have had to limit our ambitions, and we haven't had to, thanks to them. But I'm really grateful to our visiting professor from industry, John Armstrong. He's been pivotal in helping us kind of stay constantly at that cutting edge of the boundary between businesses and between universities. We're really grateful to him. And of course, Christelle, as our project manager on Innovation Fest, who for her sins is now going to start to launch Innovation Fest 2021 for us as a project. We're very grateful to you, Christelle, for keeping us all on the straight and narrow. And of course, for Rayhan and his team. And I know he's given shout outs to his team, and we'll be giving more shout outs. But we're really grateful for the fact that he keeps pushing us and our students and all of our ideas, taking them and making them into this magical dust that is then sprinkled over Innovation Fest, and constantly innovating in terms of pedagogy. We're determined to do that. We're a future-looking faculty. We're very much engaged with industry. We want to provide outstanding learning experiences for our students, enabling them to go and get great jobs or set up their own companies, etc. And this is exactly the kind of teaching and learning experiences that we want to be giving them. So, just all round thank you to the students, the staff, and our business partners. Absolutely delighted and proud to be part of this. Thanks, Rayhan. Back to you.
Thank you, Hanifa. Thank you for your kind words, and I can only echo those. I'm not sure about taking all the credit, but definitely 2 names I missed out, and I didn't mention Johnny earlier, so thank you for mentioning John. John has been really supportive from a business partnership perspective. Really, he sits on the advisory board, really connects us into the mindset of the business requirements, business needs, business wants, really beginning to define that. So that's really been helpful, and of course the tech team really working with us to really get that presentation layer for our businesses. But 2 names I missed out, and I apologize for that, and thank you. But Andrea, who probably people will realize, Andrea is based in Romania. She's one of our PhD students, and when the shifts switched, Andrea was picking up. She was 2 hours ahead of us and picking up some of the workload, and all those snag lists that needed to solve. Andrea really picked it up. And if there was somebody who had motion and could really deliver things on speed, and there's a guy called in our first year, Andrea. I really thank both of them for their effort in making sure that the final pieces also came together. So from both of you, one in Birmingham, one in Romania, thank you so much for your effort. Andrea, we're looking forward to welcoming you back very soon. But thank you so much. I can't thank everybody enough. So thank you from my part. Thank you, all of you. I think this is our last awards ceremony too, so it kind of becomes a little bit emotional. But thank you so much, everyone, and we hope you all have a great summer. And thank you, Hanifa, for your continuous leadership. But on behalf of Professor Hanifa, on behalf of Professor Andrew Afterlack, our head of school, who has driven a lot of this behind us. So behind me and Tony has been Andy, making sure that we're pulling all this together. So if everybody thanks our leadership team, our senior leadership team in the faculty and in the university, I would really appreciate that, and do shout out to them too, right? So thank you, Andy. Thank you, Hanifa, Nick, Simon, and David. Good. Yeah. Tony, back to you. You want to close?
Could I just come in there? Yes, of course, absolutely. And one of the fantastic things that's come out of Innovation Fest this year, obviously the website and all the online stuff, but a piece of work that I think Christelle, Cham, yourself, and a few other people are responsible for. Is it one of our colleagues whose name slips in, but you should remind me, Nikasha, I think it is. Yes. Business brochure. I mean, I would say to colleagues, whether they're students, whether they're staff, or whether they're business partners, please take a look at our brochure. If you haven't had a chance to get a copy, let us know. We can let you have it, because the brochure really tells our story of where we've got strength and the things that we're really world class at in our niche areas. But it also lays out our ambition to do our work with our partners, but including students in that partnership, whether they be undergraduate students, whether they be postgraduate students, or whether they be doctoral level students. And I think having something like that as a starting point for people to learn a bit about us is absolutely fantastic. So Rayhan, I mean, great work by some of the Innovation Fest team that produced that brochure. It'd be certainly something that I'd like our business partners to take a really close look at, but also share with their networks, because my ending note would be, this faculty, computing, engineering, built environment, we're open for business, involving our students, involving our staff, working very closely with yourselves as external organisations, all about building a better world, I think, and a more resilient world post COVID-19.
We do have a discussion on how we work with our business network and bring a roundtable together in doing a post COVID-19 activities around that. So we look forward to announcing that and sharing that with you very soon. It's work in collaboration with Millennium Point, I believe, Professor Hanifa. So that would be really useful to share about. Yes, the business leaflet is really informative, and it also brings in the wider activities from the university and other faculties that you can connect back into. I just noticed, and I didn't realize Professor Andrew is online. If you've got a few minutes, Andy, if you want to share a few words for your school.
I just wanted again to echo the thanks that was given to everybody, especially all the staff, all the supervisors. It can get a bit controversial with a final year project, and I think that you and Tony worked very well together this year to make sure that we got to this point and make sure that we could get to Innovation Fest and that everything ran as smoothly as it could. Thanks again to all the students and for all the winners today. I don't want to take up too much time. I am as ever in awe of the amount of work that our students and our staff put in. So congratulations to everybody, and congratulations to you, Rayhan, and Tony and Christelle and John. Thank you.
Thank you, Alden. If everybody's got a camera, you can switch your camera, and we're going to try and take a snapshot. We've never done this before. This is the last awards, my last opportunity to try. So if you don't mind switching on your cameras, and we try and do how many if Microsoft Teams allows us to, and it's looking good.
You may well be about to crash Microsoft Teams.
Let's test it. We can now crash it. That's not a problem. So I think, there you go. It's looking good. I'm gonna do it. If everybody wants to do one, that's great. Go for it. I've got 9 on the thing, but I've got a lot of initials, 32 plus initials at the bottom. Wow. Good.
Okay. I'd just like to say that obviously with all our projects, they're on the website. So if you want to know about our undergraduate projects, if you go to innovationfest.co.uk, you can still find out what the projects were all about. So you can chase those winners up. Otherwise, is there anything else, Ryan? Shall we call it a day?
Yeah, the chat is open. If you want to post messages in there, feel free to do so. And we can slowly drop out, and have a lovely summer, everybody. Thank you so much. And we'll see you in the new year. Thank you, Luke. Nice to see you.
Congrats, everybody, again. Congratulations.
Congratulations, everyone. Well done.
Absolutely. Congratulations, everyone. Well done. Good to see all the folks that I can see. Great to see you. Well done.
Well done, everybody. And I'd just like to compliment Rayhan on taking a picture with a camera rather than using a screenshot.
With a camera, okay.
Probably had film in it.
The Centre for Digital. Let's go analog.
I think I need to do a selfie, Carlo, don't you think?
Yeah, let's do
a selfie. Wait a minute. Now that I've got Carlo with his fancy backdrop.
You've got the set of Up, the Pixar film in the background.
Yeah, I'm impressed with what Tony's got. He's got customized,
yes.
Rayhan, Tony's customized background, Innovation Fest, Birmingham City University. Love that.
Yeah, he's not allowed to do it at the moment, but he has managed to do it. I don't know how. He did tell me, but I need to figure it out.
Very good, Tony. I like that. Very corporate.
That's digital media for you.
Wouldn't expect anything less from you guys.